Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about 1.4.12 changes. Harumasa did receive some changes. For those people who clicked on this video for Miyabi, I can tell you that according to Leifa, at least as of right now, there are no changes for Miyabi. Miyabi is in a already good spot. She's a very strong, powerful character. I hope she stays the way she is. Within this video, we're going to primarily talk about Harumasa because these changes are only for Harumasa. So let's begin with Harumasa changes. But before that, I would like to let you know that a lot of you guys who watch me are not subscribed. So if you like to support this small channel, feel free to subscribe. Smile, and now let's continue with the video. Also, just as a heads up, Leifa decided to use the ability names rather than English names. If you're not sure about what is what exactly, you can check within the description down below, where you can see the fully translated kit by Leifa. Let's begin with aim shot first. Now, if there are no electro quivers on the field, when any squad member applies an attribute anomaly to an enemy, generates 6 electro quivers. This effect can trigger once every 12 seconds. I believe this is a pretty nice feature if it works the way I think it works, which would be the ability to get these electro quivers even when Harumasa is off field and not using his staff to deploy these electro quivers. If that's the case, I think it's a nice feature to have, but if I'm incorrect, feel free to write it in the comments down below. His moving attack also received some changes in motion values. Moving attack, from my understanding, are his basic attacks when you do them while moving. For example, grace, sidestep, attacking. I believe this is what moving attack is. The motion value for moving attack has been slightly nerfed. The day's motion value as well, energy 2, and decibel on the other hand has been buffed. Personally, I don't think this is a big of a deal because for Harumasa, the biggest damage comes from his bursts of enhanced dash attacks, ultimate, and all that stuff. Also now his trap damage has been reverted to what it used to be, I believe. I don't think this is a big deal as long as his burst with enhanced dash attacks and ult and all that stuff is still there. I believe it's gonna be fine. His special attack did receive a nerf as well. Personally, I don't think it's a big deal because you will very likely want to use the X special attack instead. And speaking of X special attack, now it has increased damage motion value, which I think it's very nice. His dodge counter did receive some slight multiplier nerfs. Personally, I think it's not a big deal for the dodge counter. As long as they keep the rest of his bursty parts of the kit with good numbers, it should be fine. Chain attack, it got buffed. I think this is very nice because you will get to stun enemies, do the chain attacks as well. This will be a bit of extra damage. I would say it's cool. As for his quick assist, it did receive some nerfs, unfortunately, but I believe it's still gonna be okay. Assist follow-up also has received some motion value nerfs, but I wouldn't worry too much about these two changes specifically. But now let's take a look at the enhanced dash attack changes. This is the main part or strongest part of his kit, like the most burst comes out of this one. His enhanced dash attack 1, the first attack, got nerfed. However, enhanced dash attack 2 and 3 received buffs. We'll talk more about this in detail later within the video, what we make out of this one. Let's finish the rest of the changes first. Core passive Daybreak. Now the stacks went from 10% critical damage to 12. This is a pretty nice buff. I believe the stacks used to be originally 16, but now it's 12. Better than 10, so we'll take it. As far as I remember, this stacks up to 6 times, so it's going to be now up to 72% critical damage compared to 60% before. Also, his additional ability did receive a buff as well. Now, when Harumasa attacks hit stunned enemies or enemies under attribute anomaly, his damage will be increased by 40% instead of 35%. I believe that's okay as well. So these are all of the Harumasa changes. So what do we make of this? Well, thanks to Leifa, we have a bit more insight of what's actually happening with Harumasa. So as you can see here, they said they updated their Harumasa calcs to account for the 1.4.12 changes. I will also provide this Google Doc within the description down below if you want to check it out. So basically what they're saying is that Harumasa did receive a 4% nerf if you're using his dash cancel tech to spam his EDA 1. However, if you're a casual player and you don't want to do techs or learn these specific things, then it is a slight buff overall. Personally, I would take this as a buff because it makes it easier to play him, because dash cancel tech to spam his EDA 1 was not necessarily something everybody was willing to learn or do, and if you just play him by average, it is a slight buff overall, which is nice. Also do know that within these calcs they're using, from what I've seen, they're using Chingy with Harumasa exclusively. I believe there are no Ambi Harumasa calcs, so the performance of Harumasa team will not be the same with Ambi compared to using Chingy, but nevertheless it's still a good reference to take a look at. Also, Leifa says that Harumasa is still a bit behind Yuan, but close enough that he's around 1.0 limited power levels roughly. Harumasa might not be the next shiny top DPS in the game, but he is, according to Leifa, rather close to 1.0 limited power levels of characters such as Yuan. He is a free character after all, and I believe this leaves him in a pretty good spot. So yeah, overall with Harumasa, I believe he's looking to be okay as a free unit, great for beginners, newer players, returning players, or if you're looking to have a third team, because the new endgame mode will require you to use up to 3 teams. Most people will probably take advantage of using 3 teams, even if you can get away with 2 teams. Lots of people, I assume, will have an easier time of using 3 teams to get max rewards. And of course, if you have any questions or would like to add anything about this, feel free to write it within the comments down below, or even better, feel free to drop by my streams. I stream every single day on Twitch/YouTube. And also, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, smile, and yeah, I guess this is it. I wish you a wonderful day and see you in the next video.